So here we have the Sondors all done. This is the 72 volt 3000 watt version. So we'll go around the bike a little bit here. We put some 10-inch high-rise handlebars on it. Have a color LCD display. It has a throttle, horn switch, and a front headlight. This is a 50 amp controller, 35 amp nominal, 50 amp peak controller. There's your 3000 watt motor. Here we got the battery in the bag in the back. You can see 72 volt, 30 amp hour battery. We did put hydraulic brakes on, upgraded the rotors to 180 millimeter. So on the front and the back. Here we got the hydraulic brakes on that. And there you go. We also did the adjustable stem on this, so we can have a little adjustment with the handlebars. Put a suspension seat post on it with your Cloud9 seat. So there you have it. The Sondors upgrade, 72 volt, 3000 watt. Here we have the other Sondors upgrade. This one is 48 volt, 750 watts. So we went from 36 volt 350 to 48 volt 750. You can see here we have a 25 amp controller in there, 12 amps nominal, 25 amp peak. We also did high-rise handlebars. I think these are 9-inch bars. We do have a color display on this, throttle, light and horn switch. We did go with the hydraulic brakes, but we kept the size of the rotors the same, so we used 160 millimeter rotors on this. And then what we did is we took the motor internals from the 750 and popped it in the case, so we didn't have to do any releasing of the wheel or anything. And here we got a 48 volt 30 amp hour battery in the trunk, all strapped in nice. So there you have it. Sondors upgrade, 48 volt 750 watt. So this is another Sondors that we're going to do a conversion on. We're going to take the old parts off and put new parts in it. This one's going to be a 72 volt 3000 watt rear hub motor with a 72 volt 30 amp hour battery. In the back we're going to redo the handlebars, brakes, just about everything on the bike. So it's going to be something like this one over here. This one's a 48 volt 750 watt. It's almost done. We're just waiting for parts on some more parts on that one. And that one will be all finished. But here we go. Another Sondors conversion. So here we got one of the Sondors in the stand. We already got the back wheel off, and we took the motor out of the housing. And you can see here it's all rusted. This bike was unfortunately left out in the water. I doubt this motor would have worked. I didn't even try to power it. Not worth the effort since we're replacing the motor anyway. But we're also going to do handlebars, clean it all up, put a rack and a big battery on the back, about 30 amp hour. This one's going to be 48 volt, 750 watt bike with all new controls. So stay tuned. Okay, so here we got the new motor out of its casing compared to the old motor. And you can see the old motor's got all the rust and stuff on it. And here's the new motor. And we're going to just take the new motor and drop it in the housing for the old motor. You can see it lines up pretty well. It looks like it's got the same dropout size, so we don't anticipate any issues with fitting it in and putting it on the bike. So there you go, new motor swap. So here we got some more video of the Sondors in the stand, taken apart. We took off the brake calipers, we took off the cables, and then we'll show you a little box here of all the parts we got. Oh, sorry, the lighting isn't there good, but you can see the rotor's got all rust on it. Chain down here, this thing was all rusty, so we broke the chain and took it off. Probably only going to reuse the brake calipers on this project. I don't think we're going to reuse much more. We're going to put a new cable set on it. And the only electronic component that we're probably likely going to reuse is the pedal assist sensor, if that works. And if it doesn't, we'll just put on a new one. We're playing around with some different things just to see if they fit. This is a high-long down-tube battery, 19.2 amp hour, and it does fit right in the triangle, so that's good. We're not going to use that because we're going to use a 30 amp hour battery. We're going to put it on a rack in the back. But just in case you were wondering, that does fit. And one of the things we found with this bike, we took the front wheel off, and if you see up here the rotor, the pads were only engaging about 25% of the rotor. Here's the pads, and so you can see the front caliper was really not lined up right. And if your bike is like this, eventually the brakes will stop working before the pads wear out because of the ridge that develops. So just to let you know, to make sure your pads are fully engaging on your rotors. That's it. We'll see you on the next episode. So stay tuned for more of the Sondors project.